Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and I'm here with some really, more advanced tips for building your Corvette. Now, keep in mind, I am not a professional builder at all. You guys have seen my bases. I am not a professional builder. However, I have been, obsessed with building ships, and I've found some really cool things that you guys might not know about. Maybe these things will help you out with your builds. I have been building like crazy, and I am finding some really, really cool stuff. So the biggest tip I will say is, if you don't want to go through the hassle of finding stuff, you don't want to go out and find pieces, I get you. Go into your options menu, go to your pause menu, go to options, go to your difficulty setting, and set your difficulty to creative. It unlocks all the pieces for you, and it's free to build. And then the cherry on top is, if you switch it back to normal, it's like nothing ever changed. It's like nothing ever changed. All your pieces that you already have unlocked are staying unlocked. All the pieces you've never found will still be never found. So it's like nothing ever happened. So keep that in mind if you want to avoid looking for a whole bunch of random pieces out on the worlds. I mean, if you want to, absolutely do that. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but it's more satisfying. However, if you're like, I don't want to deal with the headache, I just want to build a cool ship, switch to creative mode. It will let you do whatever you want. So once you do that, if you have all this cool stuff going on, let's get in here and look at my ship. So for your ship, let me get rid of all this stuff for you. Let's continue modifying. Let's grab it. So when you first start out, you need landing gear. It's a requirement. You need a habitation module. You need a cockpit. There are pieces that you are required to have in order to be considered a starship. So you need to put them down. The big thing to remember is it is not required that they're all touching and they're all connected. So it'll tell you it needs to be connected, but there are ways around it. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's put out, we have a landing gear right there, right? Let's put on a hab on top of that. You know what? Let's put 3 of them on there. And then we're going to put our cockpit on the 3rd level, right? But then I said, you know what? I don't like this. Let's continue modifying. Let's grab that, delete it. Notice everything is still working. So we need a landing bay. So let's do that. Boom, right there. So, but that one's in the way. So we have a good little landing pod right here, right? Now we need some engines. So actually, you know what? I want my engines a little bit higher. So let's put them back here. So I'm going to put down a base piece. You see, I put down a little hab right there, so I can connect my engines right there. Boom, and boom. And then I don't like this hab, so I'm going to take it out because it's in the way. My landing gear is right there, right? Take that out. And then, well, we need a reactor and we need a weapon system. So let's do that. Let's throw on a weapon. We're going to put that right here, right inside of our landing gear right there. And then we have a reactor. Let's throw a reactor down right here in the front. We have a ship already. The wings are not connected. The literal, the cockpit and the landing is not even connected, but it's considered a ship. So now let's confirm changes. That's literally my new ship. Look at this. There are modules that are not connected, even though it says they need to be connected. So let's get in here. I show you. It's literally flyable. This is considered a Corvette. This, when I realized you could do this, this unlocks so many possibilities in my... Oh my God, I got smashed by a freaking ship. What the heck? You see that? What the heck? But when I saw that you could do this, it unlocked everything in my brain. I said, okay, you can get really creative because you do not need every piece to be literally attached. There will be some edge cases where you have to have that, but I mean, look at that. That is technically a ship right here. And it is not connected whatsoever. So you could get really, really creative when you kind of realize you could do that. The other thing I would say is while you're building, remember that you can move some pieces in weird ways that you might not even think of. So let's get rid of all this. Let's start from scratch again. I like to start off with a landing gear. That way I know it's in the center, so I always put it right there. And you can build around it and delete and move pieces later on. But I like having it right in the middle, so I know this is the middle. And so let's put on a habitation. You know what? Let's put on a big one like this. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And I like these cool engines. The Arcadia Heavy Boosters are pretty cool looking, right? But keep in mind, you don't have to have only one side. You can flip it back and forth. That's what you could do. So if you hit left trigger, it flips it. But there are some pieces that you can turn in a whole bunch of different directions. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's grab the airfoil. So that's the default setting right there. If you hit left and right bumper, you can turn it. You can face it backwards. You can face it sideways, whatever you want. And then on top of that, you can also flip it upside down. So if you hit X, or if you're on PlayStation, hit square, it'll flip it upside down. So now it's upside down and I can flip it back to normal. So you could flip these in a whole bunch of different directions. And knowing that you don't need pieces, you can say, hey, look, I like the wings out there, but I need something. Let's do this. Let's throw in a walkway right here. Right there, right? Oh, let's attach it. Let's do a walkway. There we go. And I want something cool. I want some good, like, angled wings here. So let's grab a turbine cowl. That looks pretty good. Yeah, there you go. That looks really, really good. Right? That's some good wings on there. And then, you know what? I don't like him actually right there. So let's grab this, delete it, delete it. Let's make another hab. Let's make it tall. So we'll put one on top like this. And then let's put those wings. We'll put them up tall like that. But we need something on the bottom. So we'll put on a Super Cruise cowling. These, but we need to flip it over because we want it on the bottom, right? So let's flip it and put it down here. There you go. So now that's looking good, right? That's looking really good. But I don't like the back. I don't like these habs being here. So we're going to just take these off. And you know what? We should probably make it symmetrical, right? So let's just grab it. We're going to duplicate it by hitting right bumper or R1. It'll duplicate it and it will turn it. I don't know why they do that, but let's turn it around. And let's just mirror it. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. So again, if you don't have anything in your cursor, you haven't chosen a piece, if you highlight the piece you want, hit right bumper, boom, and it copies that piece that you were aiming at. Let's pop it back in here, boom, and boom. So now, look at that. We have our wings connected to each other. That's pretty epic, right? But we need a cockpit. So let's throw down. We need to have a hab in front of our cockpit or behind our cockpit. So let's do that. And then let's throw in a cool Thunderbird cockpit. And you know what? Actually, I don't like this bottom piece right here. I don't like this bottom piece at all. It kind of sticks out. So let's get rid of it. But now our landing gear needs to be in here. So let's grab that. And let's put it back here. But we need an angle here. So let's grab another angular piece. But we're going to do the long short. No, you know what? Not a long short cowling. Let's do a Vesper cowling. That looks good. We need to flip that over. Connect it to the bottom right here. Boom. There you go. So now it's looking very, very like smooth and svelte. I like that. That looks really good so far. Looking pretty sweet. But we're going to need a landing bay. So let's throw in a landing bay here. Let's do the ambassador. I like that one. It's rounded. That looks like it's kind of off though. That looks kind of off to me. So let's get rid of this middle piece right here. Let's throw in the landing bay right up there. Actually, you know what? That's too much. Let's put in a small walkway right there. Let's shorten it a little bit. And now we have our landing bay right there. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty sweet. But we need to have... Let's throw in... What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's throw in some more angles on the side of this. Now, let's do... Can we do a speed bird right there? Now you'll notice it's connecting to that module underneath. And that's way too big. Can't do that. So, Vesper? Oh yeah, there you go. That's thinner. It's not tall enough though. Not tall enough. So, can we do a firebox cowling? Hope we had to turn that around. There you go. All right, that's looking pretty sweet, right? But we still need a weapon, and we also need a reactor. So let's throw in... We need a weapon, so let's get some photon cannon arrays. We can put them in here. But you know what? I don't like that. I don't like that on the side. Okay, we put them on the bottom. Hope we can put it down here. It'll be inside, but nah. Okay, put it over here on the side. There you go. Side on that. Side on that. So now I have two weapons peeking out of the top. We need a reactor, so let's throw in a reactor back here. And oh, I don't like that. It's still sticking out, huh? So we need to hide this somehow, right? I don't want it to be sticking out like that. That's kind of too much here. So now we don't stick it over there. Don't want to stick it over there. I could put it on the top, but again, that's just sticking out. I like the rounded edges on this. So let's try this one. That's sticking out too much. Too much. That, let's see. We're trying to find a good reactor that kind of goes with our flow here. That actually, that almost doesn't stick out too much. So there you go. That does actually stick out a little much here. So instead, let's grab this cowling. Continue modifying. Let's grab that. Get rid of that. Let's put this down. Whoop. Let's put this. Oh no, I got rid of my landing bay. Put that landing bay back in there, Jason. Thank you. Let's grab our reactor. Can I grab the reactor? Come on, let me grab that thing. Get the right angle on this thing. Really? Can I not grab the reactor? Uh-oh. This thing's acting up. I want to move the reactor a little bit. Really? You are going to be acting up, aren't you? All right, well, let's do this. Gonna put that back in there. Yeah, it doesn't want to let me grab the reactor. All right, fine. You want to act like a jerk? I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. So, let's do... We put a reactor right there. We can... We got two reactors because that one's not working with me. And can we put a cowling over it? Let's look. Let's see. We put a cowling on top. So if we get something really thin, maybe it'll block it. Let's do... Oh, actually, you know what? Nah, we can't do that. All right, let's grab... Oh, man, it's not letting me grab these reactors once I put them down. That's kind of weird. All right. I guess we're not allowed to grab the reactors while we're here. But, I mean, we have that good. We have it pretty much set. The other thing to keep in mind is you can quick paint everything. So let's grab this one. If you press your select button, it'll go to your paint menu. And let's make it red. So we have a red paint, right? Now, if I press select on any other piece, it'll just turn it red for me. Look at that. Boom. Red, 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 red. You just, once you paint one piece, you can just tap to make everything else that color. And if you say, hey, actually, you know what? I want to change it. Select the piece again, and it'll go back in here. And actually, you know what? I want blue. And so now, I can go back through, tap everything. I can make it blue. So you can quick paint everything. Once you've painted one object, it'll just remember that setting and set it for anything else you just quick tap your select button on. So you're good to go on that. I don't know why engines are acting up or the reactor's acting up. But yeah, it won't let me move the reactors. That's fine. But we're done. That was really, really quick, really, really easy. And this is my new Corvette, you guys. So definitely keep it in mind. Oh yeah, I didn't make a staircase to go up to my other floor. So let's do that real fast. Boom. I wish that they would give you staircases. Oh no! Oh, there you go. It's glitched out. Uh-oh. It's glitched out. I'm going through a reactor here. Operate hatch? What is going on here? Oh god! Oh, I just locked myself out! Oh god! Let me look down here. Operate hatch. All right, that's not intended. I didn't put it forward here. Oh, dang it. I gotta put a doorway in here. Really? All right, so I screwed up myself, so be careful of that. I'm gonna have to go back in here and I'm gonna have to adjust some things. But the rule still stands. You can make some really, really cool stuff just by building a base piece and then setting up what you want and then deleting the base piece. Like these engines should not connect to these wings, but they do because we were not quite glitch building, but we're using the pieces to our advantage. I'm getting stuck in a whole bunch of stuff here. What is going on? I got an invisible wall here. Okay, we were running into some bugs. Obviously, they need to put out the patch, the public patch, because there's some weird bugs going on here. Anyway, hopefully this helped you out. If it did, hit that like button. And guys, look at this. This is my ship. I've been wanting to show this off to you guys. This is my ship that I've made. It took me 2 hours and I'm very terrible at building, but it is mine. So I am absolutely all over this thing. And this is all of what I did. Again, the same things I did earlier with all that stuff. I literally was just building base pieces. Like these wings would normally not work because they should not connect at the bottom, but they do because I use the base building, like just build a base and then done. I also have my landing gear my landing bay in the front. That way it looks really, really cool. Well, let's go take this thing off. I just want to show this off too because I am so proud of this dang thing. Come on, get in here. Really? Now I can't get in my own ship? You're killing me. You're killing me. Come on, I want to show it off. Let's call in another one just to see. Maybe we can call in. There we go. And now let's call it back in. You're going to act up on me? Are you going to act up on me? Come on. Let me take off with this. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, it took me 2 hours to kind of get everything and kind of figure out how to do this. But I love, love, love this ship. It's purple. It's my stealth bomber. But yeah, look at that. That's what I've built. I've seen some amazing, amazing builds on the Discord, on Reddit. Guys, it's just going to get better and better. We've only been doing this for like 4 days, 5 days. So definitely hit that like button if it helped you out. If you learned a little bit, hopefully you did. And I will see you guys in the next one.